Chief Kufi was the wealthiest man in our small village of Tempere, and everyone wanted their daughter to marry his son. Being part of the chief's family meant a life of riches and comfort. Amore was beautiful, kind, and every parent's dream for their son. But Mano, her so-called best friend, had other plans. Mano was jealous to her bones. She didn't want Amore to have the life everyone was dreaming of. So one day, when Amore wasn't looking, Mano poisoned her food. She used a special leaf she did heard about from an elder, one that would ruin someone's skin but not kill them. Amore ate the food. By the next morning, her face was covered in big, ugly pimples. They didn't go away. In fact, they got worse. Her beauty was gone. Just like that. No one wanted to look at her, let alone marry her. When Chief Kufi heard the news, he quickly changed his mind about choosing Amore for his son. Instead, he picked Mano. It worked. Mano married Dura, and Amore's heart broke into pieces. She cried for days, refusing to eat or leave the house. She couldn't understand why this happened to her. She prayed to the gods, asking for answers, but none came. A week later, Amore went to the village stream to fetch water. There, she met an old woman who seemed to appear out of nowhere. The old woman saw how sad Amore was and said, "My daughter, don't cry over what you've lost. Maybe it wasn't meant for you. Sometimes we lose things not because the gods hate us, but because they have something better for us. Be patient and the right man will come." Amore wiped her tears and thanked the old woman. She didn't fully believe her, but the words gave her a tiny bit of hope. The next day, Amore's father, Lukaya, who was a hunter, went deep into the forest to find food. While he was hunting, he came across a man lying on the ground. The man was badly wounded and unconscious. Lukaya checked his pulse and found he was still alive. Without hesitation, he carried the man home. Lukaya's family took care of the stranger, treating his wounds with herbs. After a few days, the man woke up. His name was Eddie. He said he was from a neighboring village and had been attacked by a leopard while hunting. Lukaya told him to stay until he was fully recovered, and Eddie agreed. Amore made sure Eddie was comfortable. She brought him water, cooked his meals, and even sat with him when he couldn't sleep at night. Despite his scars, Eddie noticed her kindness. He saw beyond her appearance, appreciating the way she cared for him. When Eddie was well enough to leave, he thanked the family and promised to return one day. Amore thought he did never see him again. Meanwhile, Mano's life wasn't as perfect as she had imagined. Yes, she was married to Dura, but he turned out to be a terrible man. He beat her every day, sometimes for no reason at all. Her body was covered in bruises and she couldn't leave him because it would mean her parents would have to return all the gifts and money the chief had given them. Mano was trapped and she regretted everything she had done to Amore. She began to realize that jealousy had ruined not only Amore's life but her own as well. A month later, exciting news spread through the village. The king of Zinku Kingdom was coming to visit. He was bringing his son, the prince, to choose a wife. Every girl in the village dreamed of being the chosen one. Zinku was the richest and most powerful kingdom in the land, and marrying into the royal family was a dream come true. The village was buzzing with excitement. Parents polished their daughters' appearances, and girls practiced their smiles and courtesies. Mano wished she were single so she could be eligible to marry the prince, but she was stuck with Dura, a man who didn't even treat her like a human being. When the day finally came, the villagers gathered in the open field to welcome the king and his entourage. The prince's face was hidden under a veil and no one could see what he looked like. The king spoke, thanking the villagers for their hospitality. Then he dropped a shocking announcement. "My son has already chosen his bride," the king said. "He has fallen in love with the daughter of the man who saved his life." Gasps filled the air. Everyone wondered who the lucky girl could be. The prince removed his veil and Rukaya's family froze. It was Eddie. He wasn't just any man, he was the prince of Zinco. Eddie pointed to Amore and said, "Even with the pimples on her face, she has the most beautiful heart I have ever seen. I want to marry her." Right there in front of everyone, Eddie and Amore were married. The villagers cheered and Amore's heart filled with joy. For the first time in a long time, she smiled. Her family couldn't believe how her story had turned around. But Mano couldn't take it anymore. She broke down, crying and confessing everything. She admitted to poisoning Amore and causing her pimples. The villagers were furious. They decided as a community to banish Mano from the village. She was sent into the forest, never to return. As for Amore, she moved to Zinco with Eddie and lived happily ever after. Over time, her pimples began to fade, but even if they hadn't, it wouldn't have mattered. She learned that true beauty is found in kindness and a pure heart. The old woman's words had come true. Sometimes we lose something not because the gods hate us, but because they are making room for something better.